Welcome to Literary Lands. Welcome to Literary Lands.
So, one of our favorite things about this entire venture has been getting questions from fans. We have a lot of you, and we really appreciate when you write in, so please keep them coming. So this first one, we can't say who it came from because that would be unfair, but these are all from fans, we can assure you. First of which is, who is everyone's favorite character so far?
Ooh. Besides Nesta, right? Because that's obvious, right?
Your favorite character is Nesta?
Well, we should just not talk about her because she's
is
like on a
it
different
this
level.
book alone or the whole series?
So far, so the whole series.
But I have a question. Okay, since we're talking about favorite characters, you guys were Team Lucian all day before. Is it still Lucian?
It don't mean he has to be my favorite character.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, who is it?
Azrael.
Ooh.
He's like,
Yeah, that's...
Is it because of the drink I made?
yes, it's
Okay.
definitely because of the drink you made. So I like the spy aspect. I think that's kind of neat.
Azrael is very Boba Fettish. You know, he's just kind of like that cool guy hanging in the shadow.
Never made
Yeah.
that connection.
Yeah.
Makes
This is
sense.
the way. This is the way.
That's what we'll make a new series about Azrael.
The Mandalorian. Harry Potter, right?
This is from Harry Potter.
Jason, who's yours?
That's tough because like you could go with like the person you think is like most heroic or whatever, but like there's something to be said for like what is just a good like book character. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it could be a heel.
That's
Could
a good
be
approach.
Right, so I'm really kind of torn on that because honestly, like my gut instinct is kind of Az too for like basically the same reasons, but I do kind of like the potential super weapons, right? Like the bone carver,
Yeah.
the weaver, whichever one the third one was. But like
the other guy.
The other guy. He's in a lake somewhere.
And
I
the
think.
rest.
Yeah.
the lake, yeah, that's true, and the rest of them. I may honestly go bone carver for now because I think there's like some potential for just crazy stuff. Like Az is gonna continue to do Az stuff, and it's gonna be awesome. But we know that. But like, I don't know, it's gonna be there a little bit.
Oh, hey.
Hey, what's up, man?
The bone carver. Have you seen that little guy? He hasn't done anything yet. You just know when he does something, it's gonna be cool.
The Bone Carver, great answer, very Boba Fettish.
James, who's your favorite character?
I think I'm sticking with Lucian.
Lulu.
At least he's consistent. Hey, there's nothing going on over here. Don't worry about it.
Ignore the man behind the curtain and the dog on the back of the couch.
He's camera shy.
Okay, so
Why Lulu?
because
I call him.
I like
he
that.
seems to be in like shitty situations and he's like trying to make the best of them. Like he finds his way out of Autumn Court, he's found his way out of Spring Court, and even when he's going through all that shit and Faber looks into his mind, it's still like very like innocent thoughts. Like
Right.
He's still trying to
he's like
pick-
concerned about others, and he's just I don't know. It's always about like others, not himself. So I'm like.
I did really admire that he's trying to look out for his mate and not doing the thing that like Reese and Tamna described before, like the mating mind is like driven males. They don't call them men. I didn't notice that. They never call them men. The males. It drives males crazy. Could have gone that way, but he didn't. He's like
Right.
he's really fighting against that.
You talked about the mate, and the thing that kept popping into my head every time they said mate, I kept hearing it in like an Australian accent. I kept picturing like
Steve
Irwin. She's my mate. She's my mate.
Crocodile Dundee.
If they slip a crikey in there, I'm gonna lose it. Yeah.
Can you imagine what Steve Irwin would have done with the bone carver?
That's what I'm saying. He probably would have flipped him over and tied him up.
Grab by the
No
tail.
contest.
As long as it doesn't have a stinger. R.I.P. in peace.
Did you say yours?
Too soon still.
Who's your favorite character?
Of the main characters, it's definitely Azrael. There's
Yeah.
no doubt about that. It's pretty easy.
Wow.
Bit of a
That's
Boba
love.
Fett vibe from that one.
Very Boba Fettish.
Have you read the parts with the surreal?
Well, I was gonna say,
Any thoughts
of
on
the
it?
most
in
main
this
characters, the Surreal.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Hey, we know the fans like to ship characters. Shipping Azrael and the Suriel. The ELs are gonna wind up together. I'm shipping them.
Shipping.
Now,
Relationship.
we don't know shit.
follow-up question.
It's for
Go.
what? It's for the ticker talkers.
Relationship. Shipping characters. Relationship characters.
Never sounded older. The ticker towers.
Okay.
Okay, next
But no,
question.
I will say, I think of all the answers given here in this one question,
Uh-huh.
I think Jason wins. The Bone Carver.
Ooh.
I think. Well, obviously it's real. But
Are you keeping score?
yeah, no, 5,000 points.
How
to
many
Jason.
points do I get? That's all I care about.
I will say real quick before we move on, I wasn't always the biggest fan of Feyre, but the first like 10-15 chapters of this book, I was
Totally
like
different.
really into
Yeah.
like Feyre's when she was playing people and doing the whole double agent thing.
That's true.
I was
It was
liked it.
in her character development, which obviously like she's the main person you're paying attention to here. It was the first time I saw where she wasn't worried about feeling scared or hurt by things in the past. She was focused on one thing, like in the
Right.
present,
just
just like
yeah.
getting through like one moment to the next. It was the first time I've seen her in this book like really live in the present.
Yeah.
I admired that.
100%.
Who do you hate more,
Let's get right back into it.
Tamlin or Amarantha?
James.
Ooh.
Tamlin.
Is this a question?
I still hate Amarantha more.
Yeah,
because
What?
you know we're still holding a torch for Tamlin.
It's
a little
You
bit.
hate Tamlin more than Amarantha?
I just Tamlin sucks so hard, but he's got to like get some kind of redemption. So I'm just holding a little bit.
You're hanging on to that so hard.
I'm hoping a little bit.
We'll see.
You're right, because Amarantha we decided is now a minor
What's
character.
your answer, Jason?
I don't know. I am a little bit torn. However, I don't know. My first inclination was to say Tam over Amarantha because not only she did terrible things, but like she is a terrible person. Like that's all that she is. She has nothing redeeming at all. Like there's no good in her, just bad. Like it's all bad all the time. Tam should be good, and he's supposed to be good.
So you hold him to a
he-
higher standard.
He should be held to a higher standard, but he is most of the time not living up to that.
This question was actually answered by Resand. If you'll remember, when they were sending out invitations
On page
and-
224.
Yeah, if you flip back 76, I think it is.
I stand corrected.
He mentions, or he's lying to Moore and says, if Amarantha came back and said something, I offer her help, I would listen to her and like, I'd accept that help. I forget exactly.
Oh,
what it
yeah.
was.
No,
but
no,
then
no.
when they go behind closed doors, he's like, I'd fucking kill that bitch if she came back. It's like, he was just putting
He's
on her face.
paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember
Verbatim.
reading that verbatim. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
I would fucking kill that.
Sarah J. Maas, way with words. Very to
A
the
couple
point.
glasses of wine that she wrote though.
Straight to it. But then he's sending out invitations to Tamlin to try to convince him, so he's willing to
Tim
work
Tam.
with Tamlin. He hates Amarantha's guts. Now, of course, he had sex with her for like 50 years for sex.
Maybe that's
a
why he
bit-
hates her so much.
Maybe
Yeah.
his feelings are a little stronger.
Scott, let's
But
go.
also the fact that she made him do that.
One or two of
It
those
makes
is not
sense.
forced, right? Like, I mean, 50 years, right?
He's got to wet the beak occasionally.
Yeah.
Wet the beak.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
So yeah, but like it's all been said. Like it was said in the book. This question has been answered.
James,
What's yours?
Who do you hate more?
What's the next question?
You have to answer. Who do you hate more, Tamlin or Amarantha? Or Tamarantha? A combination of the two.
He's
Amarantha.
like, yeah, that's
Amarantha.
come on. He's Tamlin
Yeah,
redemption.
fuck Amarantha, man. I tell you what. What are your thoughts on Lucian? I mean, we've made that clear throughout.
Well, but hold on. We should talk about double agent.
Well,
Which
yeah.
is,
So it was brought up by one of these two guys. I think maybe both in unison that Lucian's a double agent.
Yes, this did
And you
happen.
just agreed with it, right? Because you said that's a good point.
I thought they made like one good point. Then I expanded on it.
To make it a great point.
Yeah, exactly.
Take it to
as
the next
I
level.
usually do. So I
Nobel laureate lad
he's
over
a
here.
backstabber. He's a two-faced liar.
Yeah.
Two-faced
I think Lucian is at this point just trying to get through each day. And now even more so because he's going to have to just survive each day that he's on the continent. He's going continental. He's trundling
He's
through
a nomad.
backcountry woods in World War II French countryside, trying to just survive and escape the bad guys. So that's I like Lucian, obviously.
You know, I was picking up on something that James said earlier on where escaped Spring Court, not really escaped, but he left Night Court now. Like that's like his destiny. He's like the wanderer. Like he doesn't really have a place in the world, essentially. Kind of interesting because it definitely puts him in like just a really weird place, like mentally and like physically. Like he doesn't have home necessarily. His only home, he's clearly not welcome at. They tried to murder him when he walked through. He's just trying to tiptoe through the woods, and right, fuck you. So I don't know. That just makes for a really interesting thing, and like I don't know where, like what is his ultimate place going to be, and like does he even have a place, or are we talking like the hero's death? We've definitely talked on a couple of different times.
Well, and like Tamlin's going to come back into the picture, and I think one of my biggest things I'm anticipating is like when they meet again.
Yeah.
Where's he at? Is he staying with his new family in the night court because Elaine's there, or is he like loyalty and Tamlin? Because Tamlin took him in when his family was basically trying to kill him. So I don't know.
He ain't staying with anybody other than Elaine.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think you're right. Yeah,
Wherever she is.
I think he's gonna find his way to somewhere where he can actually stick up for himself. And I just feel so bad for him throughout all this. Like in Autumn Court, he can't stick up for himself, so he's like, "All right, fuck you guys, I'm going away."
Yeah,
He can't stick up for himself in Spring Court because Tam's gonna kick his ass. He's like, "All right, fuck you guys, I'm going away." And now in Night Court, he can't like say anything to Reese because Cassie and Azriel,
Gonna kick his ass.
anyone there is gonna kick his ass. So he's like, "All right, I'll help you out," but like, fuck. Like,
He needs
they have
what do I
some
do?
of those people with one eye.
He needs to. Speaking of eyes, he needs to grow a couple of these whirring eyes between his legs and start standing up for himself a little bit. That's coming, boys. I tell you
they
what.
would tear him to bloody ribbons.
Yeah.
But his corded muscles will save him. He has
They'll
corded
be
muscles.
like
right?
super corded.
Who's more
after-
corded though?
Probably those wing guys.
Yes,
Probably
yeah.
has way more.
Yeah,
for
they
sure.
just train all the time.
For sure,
I feel
yeah.
they're-
Like Sans.
He's big muted.